All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me in our first call of a brand new year and a brand new series that I'm super excited to be bringing you guys. Um, I really thought long and hard about what I wanted this to look like and what I thought were kind of like the key pillars of what your business needs. Okay. Because I think that one of the biggest things that you guys have to realize doing a business like this is that there are so many factors and there are so many things constantly coming at you in life that derail you from your plans. Would you guys all agree? It's like every day you blink and there's something new. And what happens a lot of times is you have a vision of what you want your business to look like, or your job to look like, or your house to look like, right? And in my case, I have, 4 kids. They're the tornadoes. So even at that moment where my house is clean, the tornadoes come through and they tear it all apart, right? So nothing ever stays the way that we want it to be. And that's why it's so important to have a kind of clear, concise focus of, okay, so if I get derailed, how do I get back on track, right? What are the key things to making me successful as a Pampered Chef consultant? What does success look like for each of you? Because it's going to be different. And so I kind of want to start things out just sharing basically what this program's gonna kind of look like in the next 5 weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna go ahead and get moving. So I think you guys all know, those of you guys that have been around a long time know that I am a firm believer in every one of you guys and what your potential is. And from working with so many consultants over the last almost 10 years, what I've really seen is that most of the time, I believe in you guys more than you believe in yourselves. And belief is one of the key foundations of your business that will strip you of every bit of potential that you have, not only in life, but in your business. With belief comes a lot of different things that kind of helps to formulate you believing in yourself. So we're going to dive into week 1 this week, which is going to be focused on time management and goal setting. And here are the 5 pillars that we're going to kind of run through in the next 5 weeks, so that you guys can kind of, get a picture of what you're in store for. So in my opinion, there's 5 pillars that will help you guys at the end of this program. If you can master these five pillars, at the end of this, you're going to have gained a lot of belief in yourself. The first one is going to be a clear kind of like idea of time management and goal setting. Okay, what that entails, how it's going to help your business, how it's going to affect your business. The next one is discipline. Okay, and this is one that, how many of you guys struggle with discipline? I know I do. It's like my arch nemesis is being disciplined about all things business. Then we have will. Okay, can anybody tell me what will is? Well, if you don't know now, you're going to know it in 3 weeks. Okay, and the next one is skill, and then the next one is passion. Okay, and so all 5 of those things put together are going to drive results in your business, which are going to then help you to believe that you can do anything that you want to make possible with Pampered Chef. So what happens, you guys, let me ask you this. What happens to a roof or foundation of a house when one pillar of a house is weak? Can anyone tell me?
It falls apart.
It falls apart. That's exactly right, right? So, you have this beautiful colonial style house that has all of these gorgeous pillars in the front of it. The house has been standing for 100 years. It's strong, it's firm. And then that pillar cracks. And either the foundation starts to have issues because of the weight bearing changes, or the roof starts to have issues, right? So basically, when one pillar cracks in your business, it kind of snowballs and creates a lot of other problems throughout your business that never let you really drive the results that you want. And when you're not getting the results that you want in your business, what happens to you? The first thing you do is think you can't do this, right? It makes you question your own personal belief in yourself. And that's exactly why we do programs like this. So tonight we're going to focus on time management and goal setting. And this is probably, of the 5, this is the one that I nerd out about a lot because it gives me the opportunity to talk numbers with you guys. And those of you guys that have been around for a long time know Becky loves her numbers. All right, so who sets goals? Raise your hand if you guys set goals. Okay, perfect. Well, guess what? 87% of people don't set goals. Okay, 10% of people do set goals, but they don't write them down. 3% write down their goals. And of that 3%, more than half accomplish what they wrote down. What does that tell you guys?
Need to write them down.
You got to write them down, right? Whatever you want to make happen in your life, in your business, you have to have it in front of you. You have to keep it visual for yourself because that's one form of accountability, right? Every time I walk past my vision board that's on the wall over here by my office, I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I really didn't give 100% today. And it's a constant reminder of what I want from my business. Like, what purpose is this business serving to me? That's going to help my family get where we want to go. And so for me, it holds me accountable to be able to look over there when I'm sitting here and I'm exhausted or my brain's just on fire or I just don't feel like working, to say, okay, you know what? They're counting on me to do that, right? They're counting on it. Your goals have to be that important to you guys, to be able to put them in front of you as a constant reminder of why you're doing this. All right, so who wants to share a goal for 2021 with us? I love hearing about people's goals. They excite me. Who has a goal? I don't care if it's a small goal or a big goal. Terry.
They gossip all the time. You should talk to them. In front of particular? Casey Van Hoven, Manny's bestie. They had their heads together all
Go
the
ahead,
time.
Terry.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so, I'm still kind of looking through all of the Pampered Chef stuff, but I realized that I guess you kind of get a little bit of a raise after $15,000 in sales. And so I actually wasn't even looking at this until my year-end sales, like what do they call it? The career sales.
Yep, your
and
career
realized
sales.
that I'm like almost like halfway to that goal.
Absolutely.
And so I'm like, well, no, I want that 2%. And so I do want to reach that $15,000, because it's part of the bottom line, and part of the reason why you have a business is to make a profit. So why wouldn't I want to make as much profit as I possibly can?
Absolutely. Anybody else have another goal they want to share?
Yeah, within probably by June or July, we want to replace at least one of our incomes. And that doesn't mean we're going to stop working, as far as our day jobs, but at least have the opportunity if we can reach that milestone within 6 months.
Awesome. And you know what? It's totally possible, and what Terry was talking about a second ago, that 2% raise comes in very handy. I mean, where can you guys walk into your job tomorrow and say, hey, I want a 2% raise, and 2% may seem like a small little chump change, but let me tell you, that 2% adds up. It really, really does add up. And like I said, you can't walk into your regular job tomorrow and say, I want a raise. You can, the odds of them giving it to you, that's the problem you're probably going to struggle with. And that's what I love about Pampered Chef is that we do have the opportunity to give ourselves pay raises anytime we want them by doing different things within our business. Who else has a goal they want to share? Lisa, go for it, girlfriend.
Earning Puerto Rico trip.
Woo! Anybody else going to travel this year? Who else is going to earn that trip this year?
Would love to.
Awesome. Yes. Well, it all starts today, right? Everything that we do from this day forward is going to be what helps you to earn that Puerto Rico trip. And the first step of earning Puerto Rico is doing what? Establishing a plan for your business, right? Yeah, you have to have a plan in order to obtain anything like that, especially if you want to earn a trip. So thanks for sharing your goals with us. So I want to ask you guys this. What are the top 5 reasons that people don't set goals? This I found this all intriguing. It was pretty cool. So what are the top 5 reasons people don't set goals?
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure. That is like, ding, 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 you're a winner. Yeah, for sure. What else?
Don't believe they can accomplish them.
Yeah, your belief in yourself, right?
Mhm.
Anything else?
Not enough time.
Time. Oh, time is always a big one, right? Anyone else? All right, well, how about I just give you the top 5 reasons that people don't set goals for themselves? So, according to all the research that I did, these were the top 5 reasons. So, people simply are not serious enough about achieving them. Okay. So, that all encompasses effort, right? You can set any goal that you want to in this business, but it's really, you have to drill down and question yourself, are you willing to do the work behind it, the goal that you set? People don't understand the importance of goal setting. Okay. So I don't think people realize, like, we can all say we have a goal, but why are we establishing a goal? What does that look like? They just don't know how to do it, because, you don't want to just like throw goals out there and see what sticks, right? You actually want to be very intentional about your goals, because a goal without a plan is just a dream. Fear of rejection or being ridiculed for setting big goals. This is one, when I was reading it, I was like, wow. I feel for people that are in this situation. Thank God I'm not one of them, because I will tell you, my husband is my biggest support system that ever in the 10 years of me doing Pampered Chef. He's always behind me, cheerleading me. And so for me, it breaks my heart to know that there's people out there that have those cards stacked against them. And Lisa said it, the fear of failure. Okay, so we're going to kind of dive into each one of those individually. So the first one, they are simply not serious enough about achieving them. So it's easy to say you'd like to achieve something, but how serious are you? Because until you have a clear why you want to achieve your goals, it's likely you'll be wishy-washy about taking action on them. So does everybody know why they have their goal, or why you're even doing Pampered Chef? Okay, Jackie, I see you shaking your head. Yes. So tell me what your why is with Pampered Chef.
Well, it's kind of changed with time in our own jobs. Here recently, it's more so I can be home more, and I can maybe hopefully take a step back from my current job because of the stress and everything.
Yeah. And that's, nothing is a bigger motivator, I don't think, than really taking something that is life-changing, right? The thought for most people of getting rid of their tried and true income, right? I walk into my work every day. At the end of the week, I know I'm going to get paid for that work. The thought of giving that up is a huge reason, Tiffany Staver, of why people don't jump into the water off of the boat, okay? Because that boat is stable, right? That boat keeps you stable. If you're not falling off the boat, you're not rocking the boat. So you have to trust yourself, right? It requires a lot of trust to know that you're going to do the actions in order to be able to, get rid of that primary income with a business like this. One of my favorite quotes that I found that kind of relate to this is from Zig Ziglar. And he says, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important what you become as what you become by achieving your goals. All right, so let's jump into the next one. So they don't understand the importance of setting a goal. So why is it important to set a goal? I mean, it's pretty, we know to set a goal, but why is it important? So one thing is really clear. What gets measured will show improvement or be improved, okay? If you don't set goals, how will you ever know where you're going, or even if you've arrived there? Right? There's nothing driving you or pushing you guys if you don't have a goal. I I gave this piece of advice to Tiffany a long time ago. We were talking when she was a brand new consultant. And one of the pieces of advice I give to a lot of consultants is, if you're really serious about your Pampered Chef business, the way you hold yourself accountable is by taking one of your financial obligations that you have. Let's say a car payment. Okay. Let's just say that car payment's $300. Take that car payment and say, you know what? From here on out, that car payment is only getting paid by my Pampered Chef income. I'm not allowed to dive into my savings account. I'm not allowed to dive into my regular account. I'm only paying for that car payment through my Pampered Chef income. Would that hold you guys accountable to making sure you're working your businesses? If you knew at the end of the day, that car payment was only allowed to be paid by what you made with Pampered Chef. How many of you guys would consider, man, maybe I should probably work my business a little bit more? It holds you financially accountable, okay? So that was one of the very first things I did. When I lost my job, I lost my 6-figure income job, only had Pampered Chef to fall back on, and I was now financially responsible to make sure I was covering a mortgage and a car payment. Those two things held me so accountable, you guys, because, I mean, do you think I want to tell my husband I can't pay the mortgage or a car payment? He was trusting me that I was going to do this business to the level I said I could do this business, and that I wouldn't have to go back to a 8-to-5, 9-to-5 job outside of the home. He was trusting me that I was going to do my part. And not once did I miss that house payment or that car payment when I set that as my financial goal. There's nothing, I'm telling you, there's nothing that will hold you more accountable than tying your Pampered Chef income to one bill that you know you have to get paid. So that's why all the successful people of the world set goals. They thrive off the sense of achievement that comes from striving for continuous improvement. So here's another quote. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. I mean, how do you know where you want to go if you don't know where you want to go? How do you know when you get there, right? I mean, when we go take a trip, right, you get in the car, you have a plan, you have a map, right, or you have a GPS to help you get there, and you know when you've arrived to the location or the destination that you're traveling to, right? But you planned it, you made arrangements, you tracked it, and you arrived. If you don't have a goal in your business, you have no way of getting from point A to point B. There's just not one. All right, so they just don't know how to do it. This is one that I learned a long time ago in my previous job. And I swear that this is one that I've carried with me probably every year. Like, this is one that I'm like very intentional about, and that is making sure that I know how to set my goals. So there are many ways that you can set goals. To ensure your success in achieving them, there are key elements to writing a goal, okay? You can't just write a goal, right? You can't just say, well, I want to lose 20 pounds, right? Well, we can say it, but are we going to do it, right? And how long is it going to take us to do it? And, where's my accountability with saying I want to lose 20 pounds? So you have to use the SMART method. This is one that I love. Who's heard of SMART? Anyone heard of SMART before? So when you want to be specific with your goal, you want it to be measurable, you want it to be achievable, you want it to be realistic, and you want it to be timed. So if I'm trying to lose 20 pounds, right, then I need to be specific what that, so I know I want to lose 20 pounds. I need to measure that goal. So how long do I think it's going to take me, right? Is that an achievable goal? Is it a realistic goal? Because I could say I want it to be, I don't know, the next president tomorrow. Is that realistic? Probably not. You might vote for me, but I don't know, maybe not. So, remember this acronym when you're setting a goal, and let it help to kind of steer you guys into goal setting in a way that actually is attainable for yourselves. Everyone knows who Michael Phelps is, right? Love him. He was, oh my gosh, one of the greatest swimmers we've ever had. And one of his quotes was, I think goals should never be easy. They should force you to work, even if they are uncomfortable at the time. You know, because let's face it, if you give yourself an easy goal to reach, what happens? If I say, oh, I want to do $2,000 in sales this month. Well, me personally, that's not going to motivate me, right? Because on average, I do like $6,000 a month in sales. So if I set a goal that's 2,000, you know, it's not stretching me outside of my comfort zone, right? Lisa, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say you would hit that easily and then stop.
Exactly right. There's nothing to motivate you. There's nothing to keep you moving forward with momentum. So, you know, I often think about new consultants, right? As a new consultant with Pampered Chef, we have tons and tons of rewards for new consultants, right? Does anyone know the reason why there are so many rewards for new consultants in the beginning of the business, but then you're like a 10-year consultant like me and there's, you know, very few or far between, or they're like really big goals that you have to hit or incentives that you have to hit? Does anyone know why?
To show that it's doable.
Yeah. So let's imagine if you were a new consultant and at the end of the 90 days, you had never submitted a qualifying party, right? Do you think you would want to continue to sell Pampered Chef? No, because you would question why you were a Pampered Chef consultant. The first 90 days of your business are to help you create momentum in your business. That's why they don't do it 30 days. They don't do it 60 days. They do it 90 because it actually takes 90 days to develop habits in anything that we do in life, right? If you're going to quit smoking, it's going to take you a couple months to get over that, right? If you're going to lose weight, it's going to take you a couple months to change the eating habits, to get into the exercising, and to get that momentum that you need to keep going, to get you the results that you need. And that's why they do so much for our new consultants, is because when you give somebody the taste of success, they know that they can at that moment, and it keeps them moving forward. So, you know, those goals, we want you to hit two different types of goals. We want you to have realistic goals, right? The ones that you can achieve with a little bit of stretch, right? So if you look back at your numbers and on average you sell, let's say $1,000, right? If you've done that for 6 months consistently, is it a good goal to continue to have to set your goal at $1,000? No, probably not, right? So let's stretch that goal a little bit and make it like 1,200, right? So that's your first goal. And then you have what we call a BHAG. I love this one. That's your big, hairy, audacious goal, right? You want something that is really going to push you, right? Really going to make you think long and hard, how am I going to accomplish this? So maybe that goal is like $2,000. So what you want to do is always push for the BHAG goal and be okay with hitting your $1,200 goal. Does that make sense? So you want to have this like little bit of a gap there that helps to motivate you, but then we don't want you to have that goal be so unrealistic that you don't feel success at some point. All right, so let's jump into our next one. So fear of rejection or being ridiculed for setting big goals. So often our well-meaning friends, family, and colleagues who fear change will be less than supportive when you share your goals and dreams with them. Perhaps because they don't understand what it means to you. Maybe they fear change or feel inferior within themselves. And this is why so many people choose to hire a coach or have a mentor. You know, even after 10 years of doing this business, you guys, anyone that knows me knows I have like 10 key people that I would consider mentors. Okay. One is a national executive director, Claudia, who I've been friends with for years and years. We met on our first trip. And she is, you know, I've watched her. I've watched all the success that she's had, right? And she continues to be a mentor for me. I have an accountability group that I'm a part of every single Thursday morning. We meet for an hour on Zoom and we hold each other accountable. And then I have my couple of friends, Amanda and Carolyn. Again, they're on our Radu team. They hold me accountable as well. It's really important that you have somebody, right? Somebody that's going to be a cheerleader for you, but not so much of a cheerleader that they don't hold you accountable. So a valuable coach like your directors will help you set your goals, will be your biggest cheerleaders, and will help to keep you accountable. And we also have 100% faith in your ability to achieve your goals. So, if you have coaching calls with me, and some of you guys can attest to this, I am always super excited when you guys are reaching your goals, right? But I also want to help to, keep you accountable to what you say you want to do. So, Jackie, you say you want to, get rid of an income or replace an income. So let's do it, right? Let's do it. Let's put a plan together. Let's, figure out how we're going to make that happen. And then you give me permission to kick your butt a little bit when you need it, right? And then you make it happen. But I'm also going to be there to help you when you don't reach those milestones for yourself, you guys. Realistically, we know that everything that we say we're going to do, we're not going to do, right? And you have to be okay. Like when you choose someone to help coach you or mentor you, you have to be okay with, being called out when you say when you're going to do something, that you're actually making an attempt to do it. So we all know who Eminem is, right? So here's a quote from Eminem that I really liked. Everybody has goals, aspirations, or whatever, and everybody has been at a point in their life where nobody believed in them. Has anyone ever been there where you had people that just didn't believe that you could do it? Probably, right? I mean, at some point when you look back, there's probably been somebody in your life when you said you wanted to do X, Y, and Z that was like, really? You want to do that? Or maybe even when you joined as a Pampered Chef consultant, you may have had that person that was like, why would you want to join Pampered Chef, right? There's always a naysayer out there, okay? And a lot of times I'll tell you that it's the people that have always wanted to do what you're doing that never tried. Those are the people that are going to question why you're trying to do something. All right, and then our last one, the fear of failure. How many of you guys, show of hands, are afraid of failing with Pampered Chef? How many of you guys let failure or that fear of failure hold you back from trying something new, trying to, bring on your first team member? I don't know, trying to earn that trip. There's lots of things that make us question ourselves. And I think fear is always the one that's plaguing our minds. It's the one that literally will stop you dead in your tracks if you let it. And where that fear creeps in, that's where your belief in yourself starts to shrink. So fear of failure often overrides motivation to succeed. Failure can lead to emotions such as disappointment, frustration, anger, sadness, regret, and confusion, none of which usually are sufficient to trigger a fear of failure. When we look a little bit deeper, fear of failure is really fear of shame. Shame is when you feel bad about who you are rather than what you did or your efforts. Your director is someone you can discuss those feelings with and will also help you feel confidently face and overcome your fears to believe that you can. So another quote, if you don't accept failure as a possibility, you don't set high goals and you don't branch out, you don't try, and you don't take the risk. So have you guys ever, heard where instead of, having a fear of failure, like letting the fear of failure actually push you forward in life, because there's going to be a lot of things that'll happen as you're trying to accomplish a goal. There's going to be a lot of positive things that also happen in between your first action and that failure that you assume is a failure. There's going to be a lot of milestones or really good things that you've done along the way that you also need to celebrate and acknowledge and be proud of. All righty, let's dig in a little bit on organizing our time. So what holds you guys back from accomplishing key business tasks? Tell me what holds you back.
For me, it was lack of internet connection and time.
Okay, so resources, okay, and time. Jackie, were you going to say something?
Yeah, just organization and like keeping my focus.
Focus is a big one, right? That's that discipline that we all need. Anybody else have something that holds them back?
Procrastination. I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
Meet your other queen friend. I love to procrastinate as long as I can, whenever possible. Anybody else?
I would say lack of knowledge of what to do or where to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. There's so many resources out there that I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed by what's available that we just don't do anything, right? It just stops you dead in your tracks because you don't know where to start, right? And I think for me, I think that that's, if you take away one thing tonight, it's that your director team can help you get a clear focus for your business, okay? I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm not like a pro and I'm not like some master at it, right? But I've been very successful in 10 years. And they're, along with that relationship with you guys comes a little bit of trust. We have to trust each other. Like you have to trust, when you're having a conversation with Tiffany, that even though she may not be your director, right? If I'm not available, she's not your director, that she's not going to steer you any different than what I would, right? Same goes with Lisa Murphy. If I'm not available and you reach out to Lisa Murphy, you have to trust that she's going to help you get to whatever answer you're looking for. So you guys have a team of support around you that I can tell you I didn't have as a consultant. I didn't have the support system that you guys have, right? Yes, I have an upline director, but she's been nowhere in the picture for me. Doing this business by myself for the last 9 of the 10 years has probably contributed, to me taking longer than what it needed to be. But I'll never blame anybody but myself because there's a lot of things that I procrastinated on too that I know I could have done better, right? But I'll tell you that you guys have a firm foundation of support around you guys that, oh my gosh, there's so many people out there. If you ever go in the consultant groups, you're going to see so many consultants that are like, I wish I had a director that would do a coaching call with me. You know what I mean? You'll just see it all over the place. It's actually pretty sad. All right. So another favorite quote. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and you have to own your results. Can you tell I like quotes? Can you tell? I just love quotes. Like, these are the things I have like 5 of them on my board over there too. They're the ones that just like have always stuck with me. So time isn't the main thing. It's the only thing. And that's from Miles Davis. So let's kind of jump into time management. So how much time do each of you have a day for your business? And I know this answer is going to be completely different for all of you guys. So how much time each day do you guys have to work your business?
An hour, hour and a half.
Okay, hour and a half. Who else? Terry, you have 4 hours. Okay.
I'm shooting.
Angie, you cut off there, dear.
I'm sorry. I said I'm shooting for 3.
3 hours.
3 hours a day.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Between 2 and 3.
You say between 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So, I mean, you guys have the time, right? How many of you guys have less than an hour? Anyone have less than an hour? Jackie? Awesome. Does anyone think that you can be successful with an hour a day with Pampered Chef? Renee?
Absolutely.
Yes. How about 30 minutes a day? Yes. Staver saying yes. Yeah, because here's the reality of it. That no matter if you only have 30 minutes a day, if you're taking that 30 minutes and you're actually, kind of being organized with that 30 minutes and saying, okay, in 30 minutes, I need to accomplish X, Y, and Z, right? And you have a plan for that 30 minutes ahead of time, it's a lot easier to accomplish those tasks, right? So basically, you take your time and you organize what you want to accomplish to make that happen versus, let's say I was going to work my business tonight from 8 to 8:30, right? I get to 8 o'clock. I have no idea where I'm starting or what I need to accomplish. And so what do? I either A, do nothing, right? Or B, I fumble around until I figure out what I need to accomplish in that 30 minutes. And by the time I figure it out, 15 minutes has already elapsed. So now I really only have 15 minutes left to work my business. So, you can absolutely be successful. And there are a ton of Pampered Chef consultants that are successful with 30 minutes a day in this business, as long as you have a plan for that time. All right. So in the chat, I want you guys to tell me, what are some of the key business tasks that we have to do in our business? Or you can just say them out loud. You can either chat them if you have your mic off, or you can just say them out loud. Customer follow-up, getting bookings,
Recruiting.
recruiting, one of my favorites,
Customer care.
customer care,
No, she's.
Okay, so we have to do a lot of things in Pampered Chef, right? Oh crap, what did I do? Where did I go? I hit the wrong button. See, I have like fat fingers today, I'm telling you. Boop, boop, boop. Where did I go? Where was I? Okay. So there are a lot of tasks that we have to complete in our business each week. Would you guys all agree? When you would really break it down. But there's also, so I say you have to break them into two categories, right? You have to learn how to ask this question and you have to learn how to separate them. So is this an income producing task or a non-income producing task? Okay. And what do I mean by that? Because most of you are probably going to look at me like a deer in headlights right now saying, I don't know the difference between the two. So let's take a look at them. So, and this is just literally a little snapshot. So income producing tasks would be like host coaching, right? Customer care, messaging for bookings, attending trainings, coaching calls with your directors, recruiting conversations. And what's not income producing? Scrolling Facebook, making graphics, posting that you need bookings, or not having a schedule for your business. So who can tell me why those non-income producing tasks are non-income producing?
Well, you're not accomplishing anything to set up any bookings or parties when you're just scrolling Facebook or making graphics. And if you're posting that you need bookings, that's not really setting up any bookings.
Right?
So
Yeah.
none of it's money-making items.
Yeah, they're not, making a beautiful graphic, which you guys all know I love to make graphics. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I completely will get sucked into Canva for 24 hours if I would let myself. I love to do it. It's one of my favorite things to do, but it's really not making me any money, right? It makes me no money at the end of the day, right? Because there's already graphics available to us through home office, right? They've invested that time and paid someone to make those graphics. So why would I want to take time out where I could be making money to do the same thing that they've already done? It doesn't make any sense, right? Unless it's something that I'm personalizing, right? Or, kind of branding myself with. Making graphics really only sucks your time away. Scrolling Facebook really only sucks your time away. Posting that you need bookings, you guys, is the most ineffective way to get bookings ever. with direct sales. Why is it ineffective?
Because it sounds desperate.
Exactly. And would you rather have a show for a desperate consultant or a successful consultant?
Successful.
Exactly right. Okay. So when we appear that we're in a place that we need booking, people will question what your business looks like and if you're successful or not successful. People are attracted to successful people where they may want to help you, right? They'll kind of be like, I don't know, you know? The other thing that we tend to do when we post about needing bookings is we also incentivize needing bookings. So we say, hey, you know, book a show with me. I'll give you an extra $25 in free. We put that out there on Facebook. So we actually shoot ourselves in the foot when we do that, because then people grow to expect that you're always going to incentivize them booking a show on top of what Pampered Chef is giving you already. So incentivizing will actually hurt you in the long run versus helping you. I say you only incentivize through private messaging, because then only one person is seeing that message, right? You can control how many people you're offering it to that way, right? And it doesn't appear to the watchers of the world as being desperate. So having a schedule, no matter how much time it is that you have, is going to be the key to your success. All right, so whose brain just got overwhelmed when you just seen this thing on the left-hand side and you're like, what in the heck is this right here? Mike is laughing and chuckling at me right now. Does anyone get overwhelmed when they look at this? Yeah, look, Mike's like this, Jackie's like this. That's why you guys are the perfect couple. That's great. So this is what my schedule looks like. Like, this is this week's schedule for me, okay? Having a schedule, no matter if it's a digital schedule or a paper schedule. And look, I am so OCD about scheduling myself that I literally have both. I have a paper schedule and I have a digital calendar, both of them, because this is how I have managed to be successful with no matter how much time I have, right? Knowing exactly what I need to accomplish during that time. So what I recommend you guys do, and you can do this in a paper calendar, you can do it on a digital calendar, you can go to Google and search, you know, and print out paper calendars there, is make a schedule for yourself, okay? Sit down and take 4 colors, okay? Take 4 colors of highlighters. Take just one day. I don't care if you just take Monday, okay? And you want the calendar to be time blocked. So you want it to be from like 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m., okay? And you want to put on there first, if you work outside the home, you want to block that time off, okay? Because you know you're not going to work Pampered Chef during those hours, right? So if your schedule is 8 to 5, you can color that in with whatever color. Let's just say we're going to color it orange, okay? So that leaves from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Okay, well, I bowl. Let's say you bowled, you know, from 6 o'clock to like 10 o'clock. That leaves what? Like an hour in between, right? So now I know I have 1 solid hour of work time. So of that hour of work time, what am I going to accomplish in that hour of work time? So if you guys see on my schedule, I have it broken down. Everybody's got a color. Everything's got a color. So Isaac is my son. He's in school from 8 to 2:30. Lily's in school from 9 to 3 o'clock. My office hours are from 10 to 4 every single day, Monday through Friday. Well, during that 10 to 4 time, you're going to see inside of that green section there that I have tasks that I need to accomplish on that day. So like from, you know, I think it's on there like 12 to 12:30, I'm creating parties, 12:30 to 1, I'm host coaching, you know, 1 o'clock to like 1:15, I'm updating the banner and the team page, 1:15 to 1:30, I'm doing my personal team recognition, so on and so forth. So I literally take my office hours that I have obligated and I'm breaking that into chunks of time. Okay. because there's a lot of things that you need to accomplish. And then, you know, I have my time scheduled for my family in the evening. I'm not working during those hours. You guys, I'm not asking you, and nor is Pampered Chef asking you to work 24 hours a day. No, we may all have the same 24 hours in a day, but you do not need to work Pampered Chef 24 hours a day to be successful. So I have all my calls on there. They're all in yellow. You guys, it literally is about prioritizing your time. So that even if you only had 1 hour a time every single day, what are the key tasks that you have to accomplish in that 1 hour of time? So, you know, if you follow our host coaching system, right, and our outline process within our team, I think you would probably all agree that like Monday, because I just moved creating parties to Monday because I think you guys really need that extra day to get more people into your party group. So I've kind of altered that a little bit. So Monday typically is like the longest time that you guys would probably need for creating parties and doing host coaching. Okay. All of the other things, you know, you can spread out those tasks. Customer care is not something you have to do every single day, right? I was talking with Lisa Smith yesterday. We did a coaching call. We were talking about customer care and how, you know, she feels that's one of the overwhelming things in business for her is figuring out when to schedule it, how to schedule it. So if you're doing 4 parties a week, right? And on average, most of you probably have 6 to 8 orders per show. So that's like 32 new contacts a week. Okay. How long does it take to message one person typically if you're doing a copy and paste message?
Like 2.5 seconds.
2.5 seconds. Okay, well, let's just say 1 minute, okay? Just because for my brain, it'll make it a lot easier to figure out. So we have 32 contacts. It takes on average about 1 minute per contact to copy and paste a message from person to person to person to person. So, you know, you need 30 minutes a week, right? To take care of those 30 customers that you just made the week before. Does that make sense? So that this week's parties, I did 4 parties. I have 32 new contacts. So next week I need to pick 1 day on my calendar. Okay. And that is my customer care time. Okay. So that's why I say no matter if you only have 30 minutes or you have an hour or you have 2 hours, now you know that 30 minutes of that time needs to go into that time slot that you have available. And that during that time frame, you're only doing customer care. So that you know you're getting that one task accomplished every single week for the week before. It's all about scheduling what's important. Okay. So many times we prioritize things that are not important. And I'll tell you guys, the most important things that you can schedule is time for bookings, because that's what's going to keep your business going. Time for host coaching, right? Because that's where you're going to make all your money with your parties. Time for customer care, because those are the things that are going to give you future business. And time for recruiting. And time for training. So those 5 things, if you can figure out in a 5-day work week how to place them, your business is going to be golden. You just have to figure out where that time comes from. All right, so we have a couple of minutes for some questions. Is anybody's brain like, oh my God, just stop, just make it end? So who has questions? No questions. Wow.
Oh.
I'm surprised.
Okay, so this is not Pampered Chef related, but what the heck happened to your giant coffee cup?
Oh, I still have it.
Oh.
Right here. It's right here.
Okay.
It just never distilled the coffee. Nope. Because you would not want to see me with that big of a cup of coffee. That would not be good. I'm already energetic without that cup of coffee, but. So what were some of your key takeaways tonight? I'll ask you guys that. Who had a key takeaway or something that you know that you need to get better about?
Consistency.
Consistency. Yeah.
Just
And
focusing
time.
and planning. Oh, sorry.
Focus and planning, Jackie. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Angie, what'd you say?
The time management.
Time management. Absolutely. Yeah. And this is why I started off this 5-week call series with time management and with, you know, kind of the focus on goal setting, is because it's January 1st, right? We have a whole year to make things happen. But if we don't start today, is it really going to happen? You know, we have to start, like, so many times we carry over our failures or things that we didn't accomplish last year into this year, and we don't wipe the chalkboard clean to say, you know what, it's a brand new year. We kind of drag over the things that we weren't able to do and weren't able to accomplish, and we bring them forward with us, which then only hurts us, right? Because in the back of your mind, you're constantly like, well, I wasn't able to do it last year. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it this year because I couldn't have done it last year, blah, 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 blah. It's a brand new year, you guys. You know, right now you have to choose to change your mindset, because every success that you're going to have is going to start right here. It's not going to start anywhere else except for right here. If you say to yourself, you know what, this is my year to do big things, then you will. If you tell yourself, well, I just don't know if I can, then you won't. Because your mind chooses to believe what it wants to believe. And if you feed it positive things, then positive things it will start to believe, and it'll trust you, right? It's a mindset. You know, I'll tell you, and Tiffany Staver and Lisa Murphy, they can attest to it because they talk to me all the time. I suck. I really do. I suck at beating myself up. Like, I am my own worst critic of myself. And every failure that I have, I'm really, really hard on myself. But that is the one thing this year that I'm going to change for myself, is I'm not going to tell myself I can't anymore, right? I'm going to stop doing what I know is holding me back and do the things that I know that are going to push me forward. It's a choice. We have to make a choice, because without making a choice, you can't change. So you can either choose to be successful or you can choose not to be successful. But it starts with every one of us. It's no one else but us at the end of the day. Well, I hope this has been a helpful call for you guys to kind of jumpstart some mindset, you know, some new thoughts and a new beginning to a brand new year. And I'm going to challenge every one of you guys. You guys ready for it? It's not homework. I mean, technically, because, you know, it's not an accountability program that you like get kicked out or anything. But I want to know, what is that one thing December 31st of 2021, the very last day of this year, that if you accomplished it, literally would bring you to your knees in tears? I want to know that. And I want you guys to all go onto the Wolfpack org page, and I want you guys to share it there with the hashtag I believe. So you can share with everyone, you know, what would that look like for you guys? Because I can tell you this, you know, there are some big things that can happen for every single one of you guys. And I'm here to help walk you guys through that, you know, and together we can all do it together. I mean, how much more fun is it when you do it with people that you love, you know? I mean, accomplishing goals is fun by yourself, but it's so much more fun when you do it with people that you care about. So, all right. So next Friday, same time, 7:00. And we are going to focus on our next pillar. Who remembers what the next pillar was? This is your test.
I remember Will.
Who remembers? It's
Discipline.
It's a scary word. It's a scary word. Discipline. Yes. We're going to talk discipline next week, next Friday, 7:00, same bat time, same bat link. I will create an event tomorrow for you guys. Just make sure that you hop on there. And please do me a favor and just go onto the Wolf Pack, share that, and let people know what you thought of tonight's call. Because I think that you guys communicating on the page will help to encourage other people to know this is not scary, right? We're here to have fun. We're here to do things together. So I will see you guys soon. And if you filled out the Google form and wanted a call with me, just be looking for a message from me probably tomorrow. I have a little bit of time in the office tomorrow. Look for a message from me tomorrow with some options as far as call times next week. And there's also a booking blitz tomorrow. Don't forget that. Just throwing that out there.
And also the What Opportunities Knocks is on Sunday. So if you guys are talking to any potential recruits about the business, please make sure that you have added them to the What Opportunities Knocks page, which is for our team. And Beth and I are going to be interviewing one of our teammates. So just make sure you guys add all your potentials.
Yeah, and hey, did anyone see that $20.21 recruiting promotion? So how many of you guys are going to start the new year with a new teammate? Yes. I think we need like 5 each. What do you guys think? 5 each? Anybody 5? I think 5's good. Yeah, 5's great. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year.